Hi everyone, this is Shubhangi from Startees. In last few months, there have been many cases of fake GST registration and tax evasion. So to put a stop on all of this, GST Council made some recommendations to the Indian government and the government recently announced new GST amendments. We have prepared this PDF to help entrepreneurs understand what these changes are and how will they affect them as taxpayers. These amendments have already been applicable from 1 January 2021. So it's already been few days since these changes have been applied. These are the biggest set of changes made to the GST rules ever since its introduction back in 2018. There are 5 major changes made. Let's go over them one by one. The first one is new grounds for GST cancellation. Before the new GST amendments, these four were the main conditions that could lead to cancellation of a taxpayer's GST registration. First condition: if you don't carry out any business operation from the registered office address of your business. Second condition: if you issue bills or invoices but you haven't actually delivered any good or service for that invoice, you just created that fake bill for your own benefit. Third condition: if government announces any GST rate reduction that affects any good or service that you provide, then you need to pass on that in correct proportions to your client. You can't keep charging the earlier higher prices to your clients, submit the reduced GST tax to the government, and keep the extra money to your own self. Such violation will now cause GST registration cancellation. The fourth point is pretty straightforward. Every taxpayer needs to submit their bank account information on the GST portal, and this needs to be done within 45 days of the day you received your GST registration or the due date of GSTR 3B, whichever occurs earlier. Okay, so in addition to these above four conditions that previously existed, government has now added some new conditions. Let's take a look on these new conditions. First one, ITC violation, input tax credit violation. This means the case in which you try to claim excess input tax credit and cause violation. Second case is invoice mismatching. This means the case in which there is a mismatch between the details of inward supply which the buyer files under GST2 return and the details of outward supply which the supplier files under GSTR1. Third one is mismatch in GSTR1 and GSTR3B details. This means a case in which there is a mismatch between the details you have submitted in GSTR1 form and the actual tax payment you have made in GSTR3B, and you try to claim excess input tax credit. So these are the three conditions that have been added along with the four previous ones that can lead to a taxpayer's GST registration cancellation. Along with this, two more important changes have been made that have been causing some uneasiness among entrepreneurs. First, earlier when taxpayers violated certain rules which could get their GST cancelled, they were given a chance to explain their case. But that opportunity, that facility has been removed. Now in case of any violation, the process of GST cancellation will begin directly and just a notice will be sent. Second, once the process of suspension of your GST registration begins, you won't be granted any refund. They will be blocked by the government. However, there is a good news. You can ask the concerned officer to consider revoking the cancellation of your GST. Okay, let's move on to the second amendment. Two important changes have been made in relation to how much ITC you can claim. Uploaded replaced with furnished. So what does this mean? Earlier, once you have uploaded the details on GST portal, you could start claiming the related input tax credit, but that is no longer applicable. Now, you can claim input tax credit only when you have furnished all the details by filing GSTR1. Second, reduction from 10% to 5%. What does this mean? Earlier, from the amount of input tax credit that related to the invoices that your supplier have not yet submitted, you could claim 10% of that amount, right? But now that has been further reduced to just 5%. Let's go over the third amendment, blocking of GSTR 1. There was an issue constantly happening where people would claim ITC by filing details in GSTR 1 without even making actual tax payment through GSTR 3B. To solve this, government has issued a restriction. Now, if a person doesn't file GSTR 3B for the last 2 months in case of monthly return filers or for the last quarter in case of quarterly return filers, their GSTR 1 will be blocked. Another controversial decision made by government is the fourth one. This amendment is only applicable for businesses with more than 50 lakh monthly turnover. Such people are now forced to pay at least 1% of their GST tax liability in the form of cash. That is, they can use their input tax credit to just pay 99% of their GST tax liability. There are some exceptions to this rule, as you can see listed here. However, it's a very strict decision that will massively affect the entrepreneurs. Last but not the least is the change number 5. Quarterly Return and Monthly Payment Scheme, the QRMP scheme. This scheme is applicable to the businesses with turnover up to 5 crores. Such taxpayers can now under this scheme file their GSTR 3B form quarterly along with GSTR 1. They just need to make the tax payment monthly, which they can do using one of these two options. That's it. These are all the changes that have been made. For your convenience, we have made this PDF available for free and link is in description. Have a good day.